Hundreds of institutional investors, Wall Street leaders, and corporate chieftains are all descending on New York City today. The reason for this is a summit at the UN that is focused on investment in a low-carbon economy. Clean Skies' Susan McGinnis is live for us now in New York with a preview of what today holds. And Susan, let's start with the timing of this summit. Here we are after Copenhagen, but before the Senate comes to what we expect to be a vote this year on the upcoming climate bill.
Right. Good morning, Tyler, from New York. Yeah, it is quite a critical moment for the investment community, and it is significant that it is happening between those two big events. The investors that are coming here today to this UN Climate Investor Risk Summit are they really look to Copenhagen for answers on the direction of this massive amount of investment that they are getting ready to make, and a lot of them did not get their answers in Copenhagen. So a lot of the attention now turns to U.S. legislation, and that's what brings this summit to the forefront right now. It is the fourth annual Investor Summit on climate risk, but a lot of folks here see this as the most critical. So the investors here from around the world are coming here, big asset allocators, large institutional investors, and heads of corporations. They want to map out their moves when it comes to investing in a clean energy future, a low carbon economy. They want to express their positions on what should happen, and they want to certainly influence policy as policy is being crafted in Washington. One big message here is that they are not waiting. They are making moves. They're not waiting for an agreement on an international level or a legislation to pass through Washington, but they do want to have a say. And that is a lot of what is happening here today at the UN. So among the speakers, we have Ban Ki-moon there today, one of the opening speakers there. He is the Secretary General of the UN. Also Todd Stern, who's the U.S. climate envoy. Tim Wirth is also there today speaking. He is the head of the UN Foundation. Also, Mindy Luber is the president of Cirrus. She's going to be moderating a panel there today. Cirrus is sort of a network of large investors and environmentalists and other groups that really try to work sustainability into the capital markets. And she told us if the financial community is to put its resources to work on the climate change problem, and she pegs those resources at some $20 trillion, she says action is what is needed. Action by the U.S. government, action on an international level, and that the investment community wants clarity.
What came out of Copenhagen was a lack of clarity. The United States Congress thus far has provided a lack of clarity. Wall Street and financial players need clear rules of the game. And what they're saying is, pass the law in the United States Congress. Let's go back at the international negotiations and get something on the books. And they'll be able to then scale up in a matter that we need to address climate change. So what they're saying is, let's get rid of this uncertainty, and let's even look at the United States right now is trailing behind Germany and Japan and China in building a clean tech economy. And so the jobs are going elsewhere, and they're going elsewhere because those countries have policies in place that are helping the economic players, and the United States has not yet granted that level of certainty. So if we want to both deal with the ravages of climate change as the problem grows and gets worse, as well as capture our piece of the market here in the United States of jobs, of new businesses, we need to get on with passing public policy, and we need to start ramping up the investments that Wall Street is more than capable and willing to make.
All right, so Mindy Luber there, president of Cirrus, pretty clear on what the financial community is after here today. So the event started at 9 o'clock. It is just getting underway now. We have Todd Stern speaking in a short while. These are his first public comments that he'll be making since the summit in Copenhagen. Among the topics that are being discussed here today, policies to unleash investment, of course, in a low-carbon economy. Also, implications for big investors in the aftermath of Copenhagen. The plenaries, Tyler, go through 5 p.m. We're going to be taking them wall to wall for you. We will have them up on the site, and I will have another appearance at 4 p.m. this afternoon on the Energy Report to let you know how things are going at the summit.
All right, Susan, before you head over to the UN, one more question for you. A major topic there today, the issue of investment, the major investments needed to turn toward a clean energy economy, and where this money is going to come from. You mentioned earlier that Wall Street really isn't waiting before making some of its moves, correct?
Yeah, they are not waiting. They are already making moves. You know, there's a lot of talk about different companies holding back and waiting for more clarity, waiting for that international agreement, and waiting for Washington. And there likely will be a lot of that. There will be some unleashing once those agreements are solid. But for now, companies are making their moves right now. They're investing in clean energy projects. They're changing their asset allocations to move a certain percentage of their asset allocations into these clean tech activities and different kinds of projects. They're investing in companies and in projects that are generating offsets, and they're preparing for a carbon market too. A lot of Wall Street firms setting up larger carbon trading desks, so it's not so much if there's going to be a cap and trade system, Tyler. It's as far as these firms are concerned, it's a matter of when.
Maybe that's the best way to move forward. Susan McGinnis reporting for us live in New York City. Susan, we'll see you this afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern, right?
All right. Thanks, Tyler.
Terrific.